So welcome back, I'm Sean, and today we're checking out a new DAP from Hiby that just hit all the right points in my list for being an awesome all-rounder player. So let's check it out. So the Hiby R4 today was sent over to me by Hiby for a review, but this is not a sponsored post and my review will be based on my honest and unbiased opinion. And if you're new here, please consider subscribing and ring the notification bell so you won't miss any future tech reviews. So the R4 is a cyberpunk inspired DAP and I'm going to share with you all the reasons why you're going to love this player. And the R4 comes in at a price of $249 or about 1,299 Malaysia ringgit. With all the features that it supports, I think this is a fantastic offering from Hiby. So if you're interested in getting one, please check out my links in the description below. So let's start off with the design, as I think this is a cool looking device that is designed very beautifully with very premium materials, but I can say that this is not a design for everyone. Fortunately, Hiby offers this in several cool colors and the black one looks at least more like a traditional DAP. So the color that I got here is the orange color model and I like how it's got a very loud design, not just trying but really going all out. And if you like the cyberpunk design, this is definitely up your alley. So at the back of the case, this is where you're going to see the cool design and you're going to see the Hiby R4 branding at the top here, and the design looks very mecha, very industrial. Below that, you also get the 04 and the high-res audio badges there and very nicely placed indicators of the ports. So the entire case here is made of metal and it's like a huge chunk of metal that gives you the whole device that ultra premium feel to it. At the top of the device is also a handle-like hole that you can hook on the lanyard that comes with the device. And as per Hiby's fashion, you're also going to get a super cool smoke black silicone case so you can protect your device from day one itself. So there are 7 buttons in total for this player, and on the left side itself, this is where you get your volume rocker as well as your micro SD card slot. And on the other side, this is where you're going to get your power button at the top here, and also your track skipping button and also the play and pause button, all very nicely laid out. And there is also a last button at the top of the device which defaults to the key lock switch. But you can also remap it to other features. So if you turn this on, all the buttons cannot be pressed. So at the front here, you're going to get something pretty awesome. The screen here that you're going to get is a 4.7 inch high-res IPS screen with a resolution of 720 by 1280. And the screen is a HD screen and really sharp from day-to-day use. And this is the same screen's resolution as my Sony NWA105. But the Sony does come with a smaller screen at 3.6 inches. So it looks sharper because of the pixel density, but the Hiby still looks pretty good. So at the top of the device is also a small RGB bar that changes color to display the bitrate of the audio being played. So the whole device, despite being made of premium materials, in this case some lightweight aluminium because it's not magnetic, and comes in at a weight of 231 grams only. So ports on this device is very basic and you get that Type-C charging port to charge the device up or to use it to connect to external digital DACs. Similar to the R32, you can also plug this directly into your PC to drag and drop files over to the device here, so you don't need to keep removing the case and removing the SD card. So everything can be connected via this Type-C port. And at the bottom, you're also going to get 2 output jacks and 1 single-ended 3.5mm auxiliary jack for all your standard headphones cables, as well as a 4.4mm balanced headphone jack if you want to use some of your supported cables. So the next part you're going to get is the micro SD card slot at the side of the device, and it doesn't come with any flap, and I kind of prefer this look as I know that having that rubber flap is going to destroy the look and feel of the device. And since this is not rated as a waterproof device, so it makes sense to not have that. So the R4 comes with a 4500 mAh battery that provides a total playback time of 11 to 12 hours depending on the volume and codec that you play at or which port that you use. So using the 3.5mm port versus the 4.4mm port will give you a different battery life as well, and all of those factors will somewhat affect the battery life, so just take that in as a ballpark figure. Similar to the Sony DAP that I have, that one is quite pathetic in my opinion, and although the website says it goes up to 26 hours of battery life, I think that is pretty much on standby mode because playing MP3, that device will probably last me 2 to 3 hours only, so those numbers are really just marketing hype. So just to share some benchmark, in about 1 hour of playback time with FLAC files at around 60% volume using the 3.5mm port, I've managed to drain only 6% battery on the R4, so that's pretty good in my opinion. And the USB port here also supports a maximum of 20 watts supports fast charging, so the device can charge very fast with a fast charging brick, and you can charge the device up from empty in 2 hours. So you're getting pretty good feature with the DAP. So from a Bluetooth standpoint, you're getting a Bluetooth 5.0 chipset, which is not the latest Bluetooth chipset in the modern device, but you're still getting all the great codecs here, from LDAC to Qualcomm's aptX, aptX HD, AAC, SBC, and also Hiby's own UAT or Ultra Audio Transmission codec that is supported on very specific Hiby earbuds. So powering this is also Qualcomm Snapdragon 665 SoC chipset with 3GB of RAM, 32GB of internal storage, which is convenient if you want to directly load music or videos or pictures into your R4. So the R4 is also running the ESS Sabre ES9018C2M DAC chip, and Hiby has placed a quad chip design in this system, ensuring that processing is maintained at the lowest possible noise level. And with the ESS series of DAC chips, you're getting really clean and detailed audio performance. So this R4 also comes built in with a Class A amplifier and also supports MQA16X, DSD256, and PCM at 768kHz or 32 bits. So the player is also rated with an extremely low THD or total harmonics distortion at 0.0007% for this 3.5mm unbalanced port and 0.00005% for the 4.4mm balanced port. So the lower the number, the lower the distortion. And you can check out Hiby's website for all the detailed performance that this DAP can offer. So the R4 is also designed as an Android player, and it's always my favorite type of player, and as much as I love the R3 too, I still really love my Sony DAP despite the really bad battery life, because it is still an Android player. With an Android player, it means that I can download all my headphones and earbuds app to further customize them, and I can also download all my favorite streaming apps, because let's be honest, as much as I love all my high-res files, I also love exploring and discovering new music. So Apple Music, Spotify, Tidal are all my favorite companion. So you get to do basically everything that a normal Android 12 device can do, but as a DAC, there are also some audio settings that you can do, such as adjust the low-pass anti-aliasing filter here, and there is also 3 to choose from, and you can adjust the line out options, set the digital gain, which is also conveniently located in the control center when you swipe down from the top of the screen. There is also Hiby's own MSEB settings here, so there is tons of settings that you can play around here and just change the entire sound signature of the device, which is a fantastic feature and you must definitely try it. And there are many things that you can adjust here with this player as well, under the PEQ, the DSD, gain compensation, and many more. So let's talk about the sound signature here, and as usual, I'll be testing this player using my trusty Philips Fidelio X2HR and the One Audio Monitor 80, and as well as some DAC amps that are currently lying around. But you can infinitely add any external DAC amps to your player, and it's going to change the sound signature of the player. But how does this player sound and if you want to use it raw without adding anything to it? So let's check it out. And I've also turned off MSEB to keep everything raw and neutral. So this player has a very good flattish sound signature, and I really like it, that accentuates the capabilities of your listening peripherals, your headphones or your other equipment. And without adding too much color to the soundstage, you're going to get the very high resolution performance with any music that you can throw at it. But if you're not adding any external DACs to it, the audio quality is going to be just that, untainted and to some extent not as exciting. So bass performance here don't get that crazy thump. You're not getting any deep bass rumbles here, but rather a good balance, high resolution hum and thump, which in my opinion is great because you don't lose resolution in the low frequencies. But you can always tune this further in the MSEB. The vocals are fantastic here, and although inside the MSEB settings you can tune it further to be recessed or forward, but on its own I think the vocals are already very forward and present, a good center stage if you may. Highs here are fantastic, and I love the clarity and the resolution that you get with the device, and regardless what you play with it, whether it's your own extracted high-res files or streaming apps like Apple Music, Tidal, all of them sounds great with this device. So for one, I really love the fact that this is an Android player that gives me a one-stop player to carry all my songs and music and also be able to stream audio off of this. One cons that I have, perhaps not a big deal, is that there isn't any support for SIM cards, so you can't just go anywhere with your mobile network. You either need Wi-Fi or use your phone's hotspot to be streaming audio. But apart from that, great design, great sound, and overall a fantastic offering in the realm of high-end DAP. So that is it for this review. If you find this video helpful, smash the thumbs up button, share this video everywhere. If you haven't yet subscribed, do consider subscribing, and I'll see you in the next video.